Oh, yes, the sweet, sweet sounds of another episode of Social Distance Drinking Club. Thank you guys for joining us today. As always, we start the show with a simple question for everybody. What are you drinking? Tell us in the comments, and thank you for your patience, because you know we like to show up just a little fastly late. Gentlemen, how are you?
Great, man. How are you?
Fantastic. I am loving the seltzers that our friend PJ brought back from Colorado, from Bootstrap Brewing Company, and they are delicious. I want to give a quick peek of the can because the artwork is actually a lot of fun too.
That is fun.
Yeah, it's a cool little seltzer there. So that's what I've got. Mr. Ledford, what you got in your glass?
Just got done with a bike ride not too long ago, so I am rehydrating with the old T-Stone Light.
Yes.
Get it in the can.
The old standby right now.
Swung by Casual Pint today to pick up some beers, and they had their Ocotillo location has their 4th anniversary, a collab with BRI, a little hazy IPA called 2020 I Can't Even, I believe. Kind of a fun can art, too, if you hate yourself and what's going on for the last 6 months.
Who is on that can? Come on, just say, who's on that can?
Is that Joe Exotic? I didn't watch that show, but
it looks like Joe Exotic on that can. I didn't realize BRI had
it has, like, if you look in the bottom, there's like Baby Yoda, and it says like quarantine, COVID-19. It's like a Billy Joel song, I think.
Quarantine COVID-19. I think I've heard it.
So
John Miller joining us says he's drinking tacos. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mr. Heider, Rich Heider, the two, some red IPA. And, John is having red wine. So that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. You're allowed to do that, sir. Brett Berry.
I have this lovely, unmarked, nondescript can.
That looks an awful lot like one of those cans that accidentally got Big Daddied at Tombstone.
Perhaps.
Oh, guys, I got to tell you this: the most fun story. When I was the GM for Mystery Brewing Company Tap Room, my assistant general manager lived in Durham. We talk intermittently, and we've shipped beer back and forth a few times. Can label art, collectible only. But what's happened is we don't do it during the summer because it's too hot. And so I was like, we did this. I'm masking you nicely. I really don't feel comfortable sending it out to anybody because the quality will suffer. Well, somebody in Phoenix didn't care, and they shipped it really, really fast. And my friend, unbeknownst to me, got a can. And so they sent me a picture with our little logo on it. And they're like, I'm drinking this in Durham, North Carolina. And I was like, that's really cool.
what'd they think?
Oh, they loved it. They thought it was awesome. Similar tasting notes to what we said, you know. Well constructed, low bitterness, but flavor's fantastic, nice and juicy.
Sam Frazier joining us with Little Heater Allen Pills. Nice. I dig it. I'm excited. We're going to be talking to Mr. Casey Hamilton. Some of you guys may have met him at Yucca Tap Room in Tempe, Arizona. He has opened up Yucca North in Flagstaff, the place that is 20 degrees cooler than Phoenix. But we're having a cool week, actually, in Phoenix right now. So that's nice.
In the 90s.
Yeah, that's a cool week. Or as the Danes would say when I was there, a scorcher. It's a scorcher.
I mean, Ellie was wearing her hoodie around the house today, so apparently it was very chilly.
Well, not all of us have the luxury of setting our AC at 65, right? So,
It doesn't count, man. It's 65 degrees in my house. It's really cold.
I'm gonna privilege check your SRP bill. That's what I just did.
It was not a privilege to pay that this past month.
I would imagine not. A couple of you guys took a trip out to Flagstaff recently, right? This guy, that guy, you did.
What me?
Yeah, Adam Ledford and Brett Berry, I think, both went to Flagstaff. Did you not?
It's been a while for me. We did it on our way out to Zion for that like crazy overnighter in June. But that's the last time we stopped through there.
Yeah.
So Green, you've been more recently than I have.
Yeah, it was like a month ago or 5 weeks ago or something. You know,
I mean,
but it was,
listen, in COVID times, that's recent. At this point,
Or 10 years ago. One of the two.
the last 6 months have gone by in
it happened during. It was like March 230th or something like that, I think, when we went. So yeah, I mean, we did go to Flagstaff, and it was nice just to obviously get out of the heat and like real cool weather, not Brett Berry's house cold, but walk outside and you feel chilly. So that was nice. And I know, Brett, you were in San Diego last week, and I don't know if it was Flagstaff cold, but I'm sure it was much nicer than, well, maybe not your house again, but much nicer than walking outside in Phoenix.
Yeah, I had forgotten what it felt like to go outside and not be tensed up with anger from how goddamn hot it is.
Wanted to shoot the sun.
I was just like, oh.
How long have you lived here that you're angry at this heat? Because I wake up in the morning and I'm like 116, thank God. That's what keeps everybody else away. Because a couple of years ago, everybody moved to Arizona like it was just going to get cooler. And I wasn't happy.
Been here 36 years, Yusuf, so I have a pretty good sense of it. But like, I know that our summer is everyone else's winter, and that's when you just don't go outside or do anything.
Well, can't wait to barbecue in February.
The one thing I hate the most is that we get like the fake reversal of the hot and cold water. If you're watching and you're not in Arizona, there's something that happens. You turn on the hot water and it's cold because it's going through your insulated pipes that have exposure to your air conditioned house. But when you turn on the cold water, it's just fucking hot because it's just the temperature of the groundwater outside. And so it seems as though the taps just mysteriously change positions for a little while. And I hate that shit.
Unless, though, it's like when I bought my house, the shower, whoever hooked it up, just connected them wrong, where like you turn it, the hot was cold and the cold was hot. That was a shocking thing to learn the first time I learned it. So it had nothing to do with the weather. That just had to do with people doing a poor job in that bathroom. But still, similar concept, I imagine, at least for one time.
Sorry,
You're on the nose on that one. I cannot defend myself against that.
Well, without further ado, as I like to say, and speaking of water, the place in Arizona that I think has some of the best water is in Flagstaff. And joining us from Flagstaff, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Casey Hamilton up at Yucca North. Casey, thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
How's it going, man? Thanks for joining us. What are you drinking?
I am drinking Good Boy from Fall Brewing.
Nice.
So West Coast IPA. I always bring quite a few cases back from Fall Brewing every time I go out to San Diego, or if I have friends that go out to San Diego. So,
well, we are all fans of delicious San Diego beers. I'm sure you've been out to like Pure Project and some of those other spots out there.
oh, for sure. We go out and we do collaborations with Pizza Port every year. So
Nice. I didn't know that.
any excuse, you know. I mean, it's part of the job, so somebody's got to do it.
It's a tough job to go.
I know. I mean, it's
drink beer and
sacrifices that I make daily.
Thanks for joining us. How's Yucca North doing, man? Everything's open again. I'm assuming Flagstaff is slowly getting back into the groove right now.
It's slow. It's definitely. I mean, so during the week, everything's pretty much still shutting down around 9 or 10. We stay open until midnight every single night, but I mean, the city's been great. They've been insanely welcoming. It's fantastic right now because I mean, 90% of our customer base are all industry people, and as we know, industry people are the best people. So we've been very fortunate. I'm very grateful to be open.
Nice. How long were you guys working on that? Because this was basically something that was supposed to open, I think, what, a month ago originally?
Yeah,
or?
our original opening date was July 3rd. So we actually this whole thing, the purchasing of the bar was in process for almost 6 or 7 months before that, and then we literally closed the deal like 2 days before St. Patty's Day, before COVID basically hit. So and then we were open a bar during a pandemic. They said it would be fun. They said, but it's been
this, though, right? If you can handle this, then it kind of makes you feel good that you can, once things get back to normal, that you guys can just kick the shit out of all of this, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we're just kind of trying to navigate these waters. As you can hear the train go by in the background. So the venue, because this is actually a music venue as well, very similar to Yucca down there, but our capacity here is 553. So we're actually turning the whole venue portion into a beer garden with old school video games and cornhole and stuff. Because I mean, we're not even looking at shows probably till next summer.
So I want to get to the fact that you guys are a music venue too, because you're actually in a location that people who have traveled to Flagstaff, Arizona, would know. You guys took up a particular spot, and you're right in downtown, like historic downtown Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Before I do that, you talked about video games. We're all fans of video games here. You guys have quite the selection of pinball machines. And then what is that I see in the corner right there next to a coin dispenser?
So we have Millipede. We have Gallica that we're going to have in the back. We're going to move all the streets. So basically up front is going to be all pinball machines. So we're going to take those stand-up arcades out. It's going to be all pinball in the front. And then we'll have probably about 8 to 10 cabinets in the back room.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Boys, we're going to go have our... Can you get a Mortal Kombat machine? Do you have one?
We have one. Yeah.
Okay. Gentlemen?
So we switch a bunch of stuff out. Right now we have Street Fighter 2. I mean, we have all kind of like Area 51. We try to kind of run the gamut when we rotate them out regularly too, down with Tempe and stuff too. So
there's nothing like that up in Flagstaff, to my knowledge. Like I was up there 5 weeks ago, and not a lot of stuff was open. But even when we've all gone up there, that's like a place to do arcade games. I don't feel like is that.
No, we're pretty much the only spot. So out of the two, there's only 2 places in town now for live music. You got the Orpheum and us, and that's pretty much it.
I'm stoked to come up there and run a Social Distance Drinking Club Mortal Kombat 2 tournament. That's what's gonna happen. That's it.
So where in downtown is Yucca North?
So we are in the old green room location. So we're right around the corner from the Monte Vista. So right off Agassiz.
Oh, I've gotten drunk at the Monte Vista.
We're half a block from literally just the main part of downtown. So
very cool.
The Monte V is a staple in Flagstaff, and for those of you who don't know, the Hotel Monte Vista is where they claim that they have the most amount of Fernet consumed in the entire state of Arizona. I don't know what you think about that, Casey.
I mean, we're willing to challenge that. So
I mean, isn't the question to answer that question, how many nights per year are you there, Yusuf?
Yeah, I am not in Flagstaff enough to make them the most Fernet.
So I may or may not have a shot chiller that we're going to do Fernet in.
Shut up. Don't tell me that. I'm going to get in my car tomorrow morning and come up and see you. Don't do it. All right. I know a guy that wants to go to Flagstaff. He's going to come up and drink chilled Fernet. Get that shot chiller out.
But don't worry, by morning he means 11:30 a.m. plus a 4-hour ride. So mid-afternoon tomorrow, he's there first thing.
I was going to go hiking first. How dare you? So you're in a building that used to host a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
What was it?
What's that?
What was it before?
It was the green room before. So, and then before it was the green room, it was Mogollon Brewing.
That's what it was. Mogollon Brewing was there.
Yeah.
Nice. So the plan is to have, what, local bands? Or are you trying to get a few bigger acts in there? How big is the space that you guys ended up with after you've converted it to the bar space?
Well, I mean, when we start doing shows again, we share a lot of the same bands that like Crescent Ballroom gets. So it's a 500 cap room, so it's almost twice the size of Yucca down in Tempe.
Oh yeah, that's big.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
So I mean, the hip hop scene is great here. You know, I mean, it's a little bit different because we'll probably, once we get to reopen and everything, we'll probably do 1 to 2 shows a week just because with the big ones, and then obviously put on the local support to keep them going, and when the nationals start coming around again. But when it does reopen up again, the cool thing is you're going to see a lot of bigger bands in smaller venues because those big stadiums and everything, that's going to be even beyond us. So you're going to get these incredibly like stacked tours with bigger bands playing in small venues. So whenever it does get to happen, it'll be a glorious time for live music fans for sure.
there's gonna be like a concert-gasm once people are allowed to tour again, right? Like it's just gonna be
Yes.
As somebody that goes to in normal times probably 50-something concerts a year. It's been sad for me, but also saved me a lot of money.
But I do miss going to concerts. And Casey, you're a big music fan too, right?
Before I was at Yucca, I used to run Hollywood Alley, so I've done music venues has been kind of my thing for a long time. So
Hollywood Alley, an old classic. I'm pretty sure that I was not old enough to actually step foot in there after the sun went down growing up. But it's been there, it was there a long time.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who don't know Hollywood Alley, my parents used to deem it a nightclub.
Okay.
And it was definitely a dive bar.
Yeah.
It was a dive bar.
Well, hey, I was just going to say, speaking of music, Casey, we were talking about it earlier, and I'm sure in the finish of the build out and getting everything ready, you guys pumped a lot of tunes through there. But we were talking about like what song, what album, and maybe what genre kind of sustained you through the summer months.
Oh man.
And I mean, feel free to take a moment to think about it, because we talked about it earlier, so we could definitely get Yusuf and Brett and Adam's opinions too.
I'm ready to go if we need some time.
Throughout this entire thing, probably who I listened to the most was probably Bad Brains.
All right, Bad Brains. Fair enough.
Yeah. It was a lot. I mean, it was a roller coaster of emotion. So it was, it was some angry stuff, and it was all depending on what mood I was in throughout the time. So, but it's definitely been very heavy. Bad Brains song in particular, probably Attitude, because we got that attitude, we got that PMA, and I'm trying to keep PMA the whole time through this shit. So.
Hell yeah, dude! Hell yeah. So Brett, you said you knew what was up.
So my clear choice for the song here for me personally has been Salt, Wildfires, a really cool laid back jam with amazing Black Lives Matter lyrics that are just fucking, it's beautiful and fun and laid back and subtly as a fuck you to people who don't understand what Black Lives Matter is about. And that whole album, and if you don't know Salt, they are a fun, semi-anonymous, kind of funky, dancey band. Yusuf, you know them, right? I don't even know. How would you describe Salt?
I mean, funky was where I was going. Where I was funky.
Yeah, and then my favorite album has probably been Run the Jewels 4, but I love Run the Jewels.
Oh, RTJ, RTJ all day. Mr. Ledford, what have you been listening to this lovely summer?
Okay, so song-wise, I don't listen to a lot of metal as a rule, but somebody turned me on to this band called Periphery, and they had this one song called Garden in the Bones, which is, like I said, I don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole, but like it's a good like vocal artistry plus vocal screaming mix, and it's in a 15/16 key signature. So if you're a music nerd, that's really weird and kind of cool.
Just call it prog and be done with it.
Yeah, I know. But then album Borns, Dopamine, especially the song Electric Love. It's a band that's in the genre, which I'm going to say I like, is kind of like the modern funk movement that's happening right now. It's like pop sensibilities, but like the instrumentation is very much more geared towards classic 70s, like big, buzzy, fucking awesome slap of the bass kind of funk. And I can't get enough of that. I mean, like even like Mike Snow, Genghis Khan, like that's on the super poppy side, but like just a lot of Foster the People has done a couple of songs that really kind of pop on that. It makes me happy. It's good pool music.
Can we talk about the fact that he was like, I don't really know what I really like, and then just went off on a fucking rant.
I feel like it's been written down multiple times.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what I like, but I do declare that.
My comment was like, I don't know anything about metal too much except for like somebody turned me onto the song. Everything else, I mean, I'm all into music. You know that. I want to know. Also, I want to know what our audience is thinking too. Like we definitely posted this one up because we want to see what you guys have been listening to, mainly just to brain rape you for new ideas for listening to music.
By the way, can I chime in another thing that I've started listening to? It just came out. That's an EP, so it's only 5 songs. Wye Oak did an EP, if you know them. They're kind of electronic-y rock. And their opening track on that is fucking killer.
Nice.
Drop it in the comments. I love music, so I'll give you guys a quick summer rundown. I go back to old standbys. I was a huge Modest fan in high school, so I listened to some Modest Mouse and still do probably every day at least one track. And then Jadena has just been fire. Is okay. Old stand like Long Live the Chief have been great. Picking a genre, I can't do it right now. I can't. I really can't.
And the last time I saw a concert in Flagstaff was when me and my coworker drove up there to go to what's the other venue up there? I'm blanking on the name. You mentioned Orpheum for Modest Mouse, and we got hammered, and then took an Uber home to my parents' cabin in Munn freaking Park. And then the next morning, we're like, oh, shit, how do we get back to the car in downtown Flagstaff? Because there ain't no Ubers in Munn's Park. So we had to walk down the hill to the dinky little restaurant to call an old-timey
barbecue spot.
Yeah, that was a time. I was dehydrated.
So Casey, I'm gonna switch gears here real quick, but obviously there's food available up at Yucca North, and I want to share you guys' Facebook page real quick.
Okay.
Since it says full kitchen, bar, and arcade.
That's right.
From 5 to midnight, and I'm getting hungry just looking at it. I'm not gonna lie, dude, but grilled cheese and tomato bisque is probably one of my favorite things ever. Like that's my like comfort food. Is awesome. Grilled cheese and a tomato sandwich. This looks delicious. For sure. So what do you guys got going on in the kitchen there? Because I know that down here in Tempe.
It's a cold kitchen. And then so we do have some stuff in the works that is just not quite ready yet. So right at this point we're doing appetizers, we're doing a lot of different sandwiches. We do like these big ridiculous drunken quesadillas right now. But so soon to be added is it's in process. We're working on it down in Tempe. We're going to be doing actually dive bar dim sum.
Okay, dive bar dim sum is.
So you think about basically like a big steam bun, but instead of like char siu pork like a manapua, it's going to be like cheeseburger filling. So we're gonna bastardize some Asian food, and that's what we kind of do best. So
and now we're gonna own this hashtag. You and I. Dive bar dim sum.
There we go.
Okay? That's it. It's done. I'm gonna need you to post everything with dive bar dim sum after this.
Oh, I will absolutely once it's ready. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, throw it into Hot Dudes Eating Foods, right?
Oh yeah, that's the other one. Hot Dudes Eating Foods. That's awesome.
So we bought our own bow machines because we were actually having problems getting the bows in for down south with just the tariffs and everything from China. So we bought our own machines and had them shipped here. So we're going to be making our own buns and doing all of our own stuff.
So we still get bow buns up in Flagstaff.
Yeah, it's going to be a different style of bow. Yeah, for sure.
So excited. I might have a photo here of, obviously you guys saw at the beginning of the show, there it is again, some of the bow buns that I've gotten before and what you guys posted recently at the Yucca in Tempe. I'm a sucker for a good bow bun. Hey, Adam Green.
I'm still Adam Ledford. I just changed my look.
Somehow you've aged, even though you're younger than Adam Ledford.
Dude,
So-
it's like March 732nd, okay? I'll do that to you.
It's March 2020.
Smart, lousy smarch weather.
So Casey, I want to talk about, just switching gears. This obviously navigating these last few months has been difficult for everybody in the industry,
Sure.
bar owners, restaurant owners, everybody. When the first shutdown ended, I went out and visited Yucca in Tempe, and you guys had a setup that we talked about on the show because I was so impressed by it. It was this right here.
Yeah.
You put up the plexiglass. There was a little ordering window. It almost looked like you were going to a bank teller or a liquor store in a bad neighborhood.
There's a full-blown bodega.
Yeah, and you had all the bottles for sale. People can't really see them in this photo, but you had bottles for sale for to go. You guys were killing the to go game. I mean,
Like the biggest thing was we were doing the 32-ounce margaritas in the crowler machine to go, which literally like floated us through the whole thing. We actually burnt out our crowler motor, so we had to buy a whole new one. On Cinco de Mayo, we sold 150 of them.
That's got to be something that everybody strives to do, is burning down their crowler motor, because they were crowlers to burn the crowler motor.
But the unfortunate part of it was impossible to get parts because every single bar and restaurant was converting to go. So everything was like an 8-week wait after that. But we finally got it. They're still doing well, but literally the to-go bottles, I mean, we were doing the to-go bourbon flights and everything too, but the margaritas literally floated us through the whole first shutdown.
That's awesome.
What's that like though for you guys? Because obviously you have a successful business model that allows you to be, open up other locations, and then all of a sudden, just like that, you got to change, not just like a 180, like it's not just like a slight change like a lot of places do. It's like a 180 in terms of business model. Be able to do that on the fly or with such short notice and do it successfully.
I mean, it was just, we weren't even looking at anything like a week out at a time. Literally for those couple months, it was just day to day, like waiting for something to change, waiting for a new mandate, so we went from, a bar that was literally open 20 hours a day from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m., 365 days a year, to doing literally 12 to 8 in one room doing all to go stuff. So, I mean, the staff handled it, great. We tried to just same, just like I said before, I keep referencing bad brains, but we just tried to keep a positive mental attitude, about it, and, support all of our friends by trying to get, to go as much as possible from, I mean, fortunately for me, I mean, I was, able to get to go from Cotton and Copper like a few days a week at that point. So I got spoiled. I was eating Tammy's food a couple times a week at that point. But yeah, it was just, we were all trying to support each other and just trying to stay positive with the whole thing because, nearly everything was out of our control. So it was strange. It's been a weird year for sure.
I'm gonna ask you a quick question, because I think this has come up a lot with talking to some of our friends, mutual friends that we have in the industry. Certain places have not necessarily adhered to the guidelines and stuff that come up. Obviously, the first time and the second time, you guys took it to heart. You did a lot of work to make it happen at Yucca down here and up there. Do you think that the way other people approach this situation affects your business?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we went, I even thought it was a little extreme at first, but one of our other owners, Sean, we just went above and beyond right off the bat. And with me, I was worried, obviously first about the customer experience, and how they feel when they walk in the door. And it's just with a lot of other places, took it as seriously. And it was, all about just trying to make as much money as they can rather than looking at the long picture as this pandemic was going to be here for a while. So we just tried to make the best decisions, obviously, that would keep our staff and our customers as safe as possible. And I mean, overkill in a situation like this is, I mean, literally the only way to really do it. And unfortunately, you have the handful of bad actors that all of us with the same liquor license kind of get thrown into that category with them. Even though, the health department told us we were going above and beyond, there was still no leeway with it really, but that's in the past at this point. So
yeah. I mean, it's been a question that's come up, obviously, with a lot of business owners, and you and I know some of the same people. But I think that just the mutual relationship between all these different businesses and how they approach things definitely affected the ecosystem that was the industry in our environment here, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you had a bunch of us, that kind of banded together. We were sharing ideas and stuff, and then, I mean, you had the other ones where it got, once the frustration set in of being like closed down for a while, people got kind of cutthroat towards each other. And it was, kind of sad to see because the industry's always just been such a, big, drunk, dysfunctional family, So, I mean, I know me and, Brandon at Woodshed, we bounced a lot of ideas. He asked what we were doing, who we were using for this, and I was seeing what he was doing. So, I mean, between the ones, who like our sister bars and stuff, we just tried to share as many ideas as possible to make sure we were doing everything correctly and we're able to stay open.
Like a rising tide lifts all boats, right? If everyone did it the right way, then you could stay open and still make money and everything. And then when a few bad apples screw it up for everyone, then they have to close everyone down. Like, it's not like that's just how it is. And like I've talked to a few people, like the places that did it the right way, it sucks because like no one knows, like nothing's 100% safe, but you can do it as safe as possible. But because an asshole bar or whatever doesn't care, then they have to close everyone down, which maybe you understand why they do that, but it doesn't make it any easier for you to have to like accept it.
Sure, exactly. And this whole thing, just really confirmed why I live a south of Thomas lifestyle, except for TT Roadhouse, but that's it.
Except for TT Roadhouse.
Other than that, I don't mess around with up there.
We wrote up a fun little game for you, and this might have been partially due to our friend Rich Heider, but it is called Yucca or Sucka.
Okay.
And the first one I think should be pretty easy, but we're gonna post this out. Anybody in the audience, your opinion is important. Jonathan Jacob Mackey says, "Remember seeing the Meat Man at Yucca? Epic show." Nice.
That was a while ago.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember the Cowboy Christmas events with Tony Martinez. Yeah, Tony Martinez, right? Yeah. They had, listen, I digress, but they had a tube TV on the stage with a campfire log VHS playing on the screen and a country band playing on stage. Boneless wings, Casey Angleton. Yucca or Sucka?
Sucka.
Ooh.
Bone-in's the only way to go.
I'm gonna bring in Adam Ledford because we're playing Yucca or Sucka. Adam Green, boneless wings, Yucca or Sucka?
I like boneless. I understand they're not wings, but they're easier to eat and just as flavorful.
But I mean, are they chicken nuggets? We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I will eat more boneless wings per sitting than I will bone-in wings, just because it's easier to eat the boneless wings. So in terms of just quantity, I will get far more out of boneless than I will bone-in.
Fair.
It's fair.
It's that quantity over quality. I mean,
it's true.
Adam Green looked like a man concerned with quality.
I personally, for me, boneless wings, I don't want to get my hands dirty. So, like, I can just pick at them with a fork. Just go to town. It's a good lunch option. In the evenings, if you're drinking a fat beer and you're watching a game or something, fine. But, like, lunchtime, you just want some chicken and it's breaded, done.
I can see that. I mean, wings are a bit of a process.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Anybody else got an opinion before we go to the next one?
It's Sucka, man. It's totally Sucka. Here's the thing. Boneless chicken wings, or AKA chicken nuggets, are for prepubescent girls. I live with one, and that's who eats them in my house. It just get a wing or get a chicken tender. Like, why do you need to subdivide it? Do you need things cut up into like bite-sized pieces for you already? Like, just take a knife and a fork so you don't get a little sauce on your hands. Cut them up. Get the tenders, man.
I think that was geared towards you.
They come in little dinosaur shapes too. I mean,
Dinosaur shapes are fine, but that's not the same, Casey. That's not the same. That's that weird fucking pink paste stuff. That's not what we're talking about.
Comes out of a tube.
That's not even food. Come on, that's not even food. Hey, Yusuf, I have a solution. I'll be right back.
Okay, I hope he comes back with a tube
You
of
don't grill a chicken. You know that, right?
I'm just saying that I think boneless wings, they're not wings.
Right.
They are chicken bites. I will give them that name. And I think that's what Tyson did in order to not step on themselves for branding at Costco. They have these massive bags that say chicken bites and not meat. So there you go. I'll give you that.
Okay, Yusuf, get yourself some of these.
I don't know what's about to happen.
It is
The claw.
finger tools so you can not soil your dainty little fingers. You can eat your wings.
Did you not pay attention to the episode with Casey's Woodshed where we told you guys about the wing glove? Because you should wear a mask, but when you eat your wings, you should also wear gloves. And then you just take the glove off after you're done with the wings. Hands are clean. It's magic.
Did you know that most restaurants, the restrooms are equipped with hand bidets, or we call them sinks? You can wash your fucking hands.
Of assholes. All right. Enough.
Oh, hey, I have another Yucca or Sucka for you guys.
Oh, let's do it.
Plant-based meats like Beyond Burger, Impossible Burger, Yucca or Sucka.
Ooh.
We offer one. You have to these days. You have to offer it these days.
Honestly,
we do a black bean burger that we make in house.
I'm 100% Yucca, man. Like, I think it's like they taste great. You can get one that tastes nearly indistinguishable from beef. You can get something that just tastes like something you can put in a bun and enjoy it, and it's good for the environment.
Remember though that they're not necessarily healthier for you than just a beef burger. It's just not meat. Like, people have it in their minds that it's like, oh, it's plant-based, which obviously if it's plant-based, it's not meat. But like, it doesn't necessarily make it healthier for you. It's just not coming from a cow. Like, is that as long as we put that out there? Like, I've had some black bean burger patties. I don't call them, like, they're not burgers, they're patties.
Well,
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean, and they're fine. I'm not anti-veggie burger or patty or whatever.
No.
Yucca or Sucka, Adam? Yucca or Sucka?
it's a simple question, yes or no.
Oh, I'm a no. I mean, I got,
Well, we're Adam Green today, and we're glad to have him on the show.
You know what? I'm going to put myself there. We're going to put you down there.
Calm down. Everyone's going to get real dizzy, all right? Everyone's good. Chill out for a second. All right, fine. Plant-based meats, I'm going with a yes. And actually, we are halfway through the show. Lucy, I hope you have a couple more minutes to hang out with us.
Yep.
Thanks again for joining us, guys. Tell us what you're drinking in the comments. I am going to switch over to a different seltzer now. Same company, different seltzer. This one's cranberry orange. So there we are. All right, I got another Yucca Sucka. This time, one of my favorite things ever. This is something I enjoy drinking very much. Boba.
Ooh.
Yucca or Sucka?
It's not for me. It's a textural thing. I love the taste of it, but I don't like the boba balls.
All right.
Love the type, but yeah, it's a textural thing for me.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't necessarily hate on it, but I'm just not going to go get it.
You guys have disappointed me.
Yeah, Yusuf, I think we actually see eye to eye on this.
I love boba tea. Listen, I didn't like it the first time I had it. I'm telling you guys right now, the first time I had boba tea, I thought it was weird, gross, and the texture was uncomfortable.
I am a Tapa Yucca on that one.
I'm going to go with a second question. Boba tea versus Boba Fett, though? This one's hard.
I mean, are we including like the Mandalorian in this?
Your only choice here is Yucca, Because if you don't Yucca the Boba, you are not cool.
I was really hoping this was going to stick with the food and drink theme and be Boba Fetta.
Ooh, Boba Fetta.
Oh, that was really good.
Boba Fetta was good.
Yeah, write that down.
Might have to make that a hashtag. Actually, Casey, can you feature a one-time special called Boba Fetta? And it's just like a feta grilled cheese.
For sure.
Do it on Dive Bar Dim Sum.
Yes, Dive Bar Dim Sum Feta Bites. I'm in.
Okay. All right.
You call it Dive Bar Dim Sum and Dim Sum.
Final question of Yucca or Sucka. Fried chicken bao buns, Yucca or Sucka?
Oh, so good. Definitely Yucca.
I mean, everybody knows
They're so good.
the answer to this one.
I want that right now.
It's
I
damn good.
do prefer the Nashville chicken bows, but
They're-
fried chickens are amazing.
So good. So good, man.
As long as it's boneless, then I'm in.
Yeah,
It's been great having Adam Green here. We really like having him on the show.
Do you really like having me on the show?
I don't know. I can't tell anymore. It depends on the audience. Audience, we're going to turn this into Survivor live stream edition. You can pick one of us to get rid of.
Bye, guys. It's been real.
he's got immunity. He was the only one that anybody wanted to eat dinner with, remember?
That is true. That is true.
I just feel like the hand bidet is probably still resonating with the audience like right now. I mean, that's amazing. That is top notch. I will refer to sinks as that from now on.
And bidets. For when you wiped your booty but didn't know how to use your hands, I guess.
No, don't ruin it.
So you made it weird.
Yeah.
Sam Frazier says Boba is bomb. Adam, Mr. Bacon has spoken. That's good.
Mr. Bacon is his father. Call him Adam.
Mr. Bacon.
By the way, we were talking about what everybody's drinking for the second round. Did we totally miss that JJM was sneaking in a little barrel-aged Abraxas up in here?
JJM's not sneaking any BA Abraxas. He checked into that 2 hours ago.
I saw that on the Facebook. Yeah.
You gotta let it go nice and long, man. That's a slow sipper that just gets better as it warms. Barrel-aged Abraxas. I'm looking at you, Perennial.
Casey, anything you want to tell everybody that's watching, and just in general, if we were just to walk up to you right now and ask you about Yucca North, do it right now.
I mean, it's been a labor of love, and I look forward to everyone who's able to come up and check it out.
And you're going to be there. You won't be there this weekend, but you will be there soon, right?
I'm here pretty much every day except Thursday and Sunday.
Okay. Well, look for the guy. Tell him you saw him on the show, and high five him, and maybe he'll buy you a water.
Elbow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the socially distanced. Yeah.
High elbow him. I'm sorry. High elbow him.
Yeah, you know what? Breathe in his face. Kiss him on the neck. I mean, just do whatever you want to with COVID.
Yeah. Just a nuzzle.
You know what Casey loves when you spit in his mouth.
And I can go use the hand bidet.
Well, the mouth bidet is really nice too, but I think Waterpik makes that one. So
That's that new Cardi Beach song, right?
That's what all the kids are listening to.
Mouth bidet. It came after WAP.
Yeah.
Mr. Casey Hamilton, thank you for joining us. I'll send you a message after the show, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
For the show. Do you want to give us a quick 30-second flip the camera tour of what you're looking at right now? I just want to.
I'm in the back. I'm in the back. It's still under construction. You don't want to see this.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's make a deal. I'm going to come up there and visit you in Flagstaff, and we'll do an episode of the show from there together.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's do that for sure.
Done. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Well, that was fun. Yeah, here in Sucka might have to become a bit. It's just
I like it.
I like how Yucca became the term for something that is good. Like, obviously, it's good, but like that Yucca is like the opposite of Sucka. I know it rhymes, which is why we went with it, but I'm just saying.
Hey guys, it's been a lot of fun having Adam Green on the show, and
Has it really?
I want to recap real quick because I enjoyed looking at these photos. I wish I could zoom in right now, but I can't. But these are great. I want to go up there and play some games. Flagstaff seems a little bit quieter and a little bit safer, obviously. And there it is, Yucca North. They've got a sign hanging off of a chain, which means they're super legit hipsters.
The video game seems perfect for like a college town too. Like I know anytime I've gone out, even for like bachelor parties in San Diego, we find like an arcade place that has good beer. Like we make sure we stop there. You know, like it's just a fun thing to do when you're drinking, hanging out, especially old school games, pinball, and some of the ones he was talking about. Like people are gonna play those when it's safe to do so. Like, that's gonna be a really cool spot.
I'll put on a pair of gloves if they set them next to an arcade machine just to destroy you at NFL Blitz, Mr. Green. Anytime.
Like that's not a thing that happens though, like ever.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's been a great episode of Social Distance Drink Club. Time to go.
Okay, super quick question. What's the best 4-player co-op arcade game? Is it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Simpsons, or I guess those are the two best. We don't have to even talk about any other one.
No point.
Are the best by far.
Are they?
What's a better 4-player?
Great having Yusuf on the show today, sharing his thoughts on video games.
How about this? Here's the question: what's a better 4-person co-op than that?
I think 4-person is the hardest decision to make there. I say we save this one for a conversation, maybe if we can make it happen, with our friends from Cobra Arcade Bar, because they love a good video game.
That'd be cool. Hey, maybe we could get a coin op from San Diego in here too, and have them weigh in.
He's not wrong.
Oh, you're totally right. Totally right.
Jordan, yeah.
A battle of the Rich Heider says NBA Jam. FYI, NBA Jam is. You know what?
4-person co-op. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to promise everyone right now. Below me, where Brett is, and then Adam Green right there. Okay, these two guys. I promise you, in the next 90 days, to live stream them playing NBA Jam, old school NBA Jam on a Sega Genesis, straight to the internet. Because that was the best fun I've ever seen in my life. I've never not played a video game and enjoyed watching a video game until I watched that game.
For the record, you know I have NBA Jam arcade game in my house.
Not the same. You need the controller.
No, it's the arcade. That's NBA Jam, man. What are you talking about?
But the way you guys played with the control, I mean, I grew up playing it on Sega Genesis. I'm sorry.
I think you're gonna have the hardest sell trying to say to somebody, no, not the arcade control, the Sega Genesis controls.
As kids, did you have an arcade machine in your house, or were quarters just falling out of your pocket when you woke up in the morning?
I didn't play NBA Jam when I was a kid unless I was at the arcade.
Also, I stole shit, so I had a lot of quarters.
I'll privilege check myself. I had a Sega Genesis and played NBA Jam at home. I'm sorry.
You and your fancy 32-bit graphics, yeah.
He had a Sega Genesis that was full of quarters. Yusuf wasn't bright as a child.
Super off-road was good. Skitchin was another good one. I think we might have found ourselves a great idea for a great episode where maybe we just play some video games.
I like this idea.
Playing NBA Jam on the arcade game the whole time.
Yeah, for anyone wondering, I think I deleted that image because I was tired of looking at it, you braggart.
Yes.
I don't have it. I did delete it. I'm sorry.
I like the idea, though, if Adam's doing that we have like this, weird sensitive moment where somebody's like, yeah, I'm really going through a lot of tough times. And in the background, he's heating up.
Chris McBeth says, I stole quarters out of my dad's coffee can, and he beat me when it became obvious. Fair enough.
Dark.
And ironically, Brett Barry, you could have said it out loud with a sock full.
Well, there was no quarters left, so it was left.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I think it's time to wrap this bad boy up. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Social Distance Drinking Club. It has been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for joining us with Mr. Casey Hamilton up at Yucca North. If you're going up to Flagstaff, go find them. Wear a mask and wash your damn hands. I think them's the rules. Cheers.
Cheers.
Coinbase child abuse.